running towards this man. So those are the people who are going to be a minority, will be going through the worst of the worst time. At that time, everyone they will know will be running leaps and bounds towards Dajjal.
Wow.
Everyone they love, their kids, their wives, everyone will be running towards Dajjal. And those are the people, their fathers, their mothers. At that time, it'll be such a scarcity of believers, and those are the believers who are going to go through the worst problem, which is going to be the real meaning of fitan. The real meaning of fitan is not just the fact that you can't tell from right or wrong. The real meaning of the fitan is that you can tell between right and wrong, but you cannot do anything about it. This is such a big problem that people are not realizing. It's because it's not instilled inside our psychological construct of this word fitan. Fitan is that state where my hands are tied and I can't say anything about anything. And the people who I love the most, the things that I care about the most are going to be burnt right in front of me, because there will be a hellfire I'll be jumping into. And it is in psychology we narrate it like a woman who has 2 kids, maybe 3 kids, okay, in this case. Let me just amplify this. And one of her kids is inside the house, and the house is just caught fire. And for her to go and save the child will have a very big risk of her dying as well. So she has to decide between whether she has to save for those 2 kids, or she has to, jump and save that little child. And she has a lose-lose situation right now.
Wow.
It is such a big problem that she's in right now that it's just like, in infant psychology, the infant, when it gets hungry, it knows no language. So what it does, it cries and starts yelling. And that's something that the mother knows, that since she cannot say I'm hungry, and the fact that it knows that it does not know any language, it's conscious as a human being that I am hungry, and I know that this person is going to feed me, but I do not know how to say it, so it starts yelling. Yeah. That is the exact state of the believer at that time. And the more they're going to yell, the less they're going to be believed, because that's the wrong way of preaching.
Yeah.
Because when you are actually stifling, you have to do whatever to save your loved ones. But that's the worst way of preaching. And people are like, you're so evasive, you're so aggressive. Yeah. You do not know what steadiness is and how to build up a whole, preface of what you're trying to build up. Where's the context? Where's the emotional plea? There's no way to actually save everybody if you're trying to come up with a hook and a claw and trying to do whatever the Dajjal is going to be doing, because the Dajjal is going to be massive. When this word does not even do justice, this massive word, to the magnitude of what the Dajjal is going to be doing at financial levels and emotional level and individual level and group level and country level and the global level and astronomical level, playing with time and everything. Everything is going to be so magnificent when it comes to Dajjal that people who are going to be believers and going to be like, can you not see the kafara written on his forehead? But people are like, you have just lost it, man. I can't see anything written on his forehead. Yeah. Imagine your son saying this to you, that daddy, you've lost it. What's wrong with you? You're so biased. You're such a Maulvi. You're such an extremist that you're not seeing that this is the biggest solution to the bigger problems that we have. And they could be saying that this is real Jesus Christ in flesh and bone, in spirit and in message, but they won't be able to do anything about it. And that's the biggest stifling that actually comes with this word fitan. And this is something which people are not realizing, that the more knowledge that they gain, the bigger fitan it is going to be, because the number of people who are not going to be knowledgeable, which is still true, it was true since ever, forever, that most of the people do not have the knowledge. So those people will be banking towards whatever is the savior at that point in time, and people with some sort of wisdom will know that there's something fishy, if not everything, that they will have some sort of hints that there is something missing in this version of Jesus. or the timing of, or the way is the whole pattern that people are going to be seeing at some level, because kafara on the forehead is too big of a sign.
Yeah.
Too big of
Yeah.
a sign,
Yeah.
I mean, that's not a fitan.
Yeah.
If I can see kafara, then why? This is not a fitan. This is not even a trial.
Yeah.
This is not in any meaning of the word fitan,
Yeah.
of helplessness and powerlessness, or of confusion. If I can see kafara written on somebody's head, I'm sorry, he
Yeah,
can
that's it, yeah.
he can turn the whole sun into something else. No, like, dude, I'm sorry, but there's something on your forehead, man.
Yeah.
Because I read about this very thing.
Yeah.
So I know it's raining because you just said kun. Sorry, but why don't you just say kun to your forehead and just erase this first, man?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because this is something which is bothering
Like
me.
that's one of the most confusing points. Like because we've been told that he's going to be having a very clear statement written on his forehead. Then
Yeah.
still, why won't be able to do anything about it?
Because that's why it's fitan.
Yeah.
Because the power of ignorance and emotional flurry is going to be at its magnificent peak, and you'll be left alone, and not alone in Brazil or China. You'll be alone in your own houses, where your own mothers and fathers and sons and daughters will be ridiculing you and spitting on your face that you're the guy who's actually taking us to hell, because they could see heaven at that time, and not just this worldly heaven. They'll be actually talking about the real heaven, because at one point in time, the Dajjal is going to be promising the real heaven. You think the Dajjal is not going to be religious, man? Everything in Hadith is about religion. Everything in the Bible is about religion, the religiousness of Dajjal. Dajjal will be carrying heaven and hell. Dajjal will be saying God. These are all religious terminologies. This man is not going to be a secular liberal. This man is going to be a right-winger. This man is going to be a rabbi or a priest or a Maulvi for all we know. This man is going to be a prophet in his own claim. So he can't be talking about sin. No one who wants to go do some party will be going towards the Dajjal. People will be actually going towards a salvation.
Wow.
This man is all religious in all the texts of all the prophets, that this is a religious man coming in. I'm not even talking about those right-wingers who are right-wingers in this current political arena. We all know they're not religious people. Donald Trump represents the right wing.
Yeah.
Pakistan has a right-winger party before this one.
Yeah.
So, and even this one claims to be. But the point is, these are not religious scholars. Everyone, they didn't even claim to be, and people don't think of them as religious scholars. Let alone a prophet. Let alone God. At this point in time, we better understand that this is a rabbi coming in, and this guy is going to be quoting Quran and is going to be making you understand, because ulama are going to be giving bay'ah to Dajjal. Muslims are going to be giving bay'ah to Dajjal. Christians are going to be giving bay'ah to Dajjal. This is such a big problem. People are not realizing that. What is the believer going through at that time?
Yeah.
He's going through losing everything he likes, losing everyone he loves, losing every child of his. This is the kind of helplessness this man is going through, and this is the real fitan for the believers. And the worst of the worst state that he has is to flee. I mean, it's like the state of Badr, father fighting against the son. Literally, the fight of the battle of Badr, when Abu Bakr Siddiq is fighting against his own son. You understand me? But in this case, you won't even be able to fight. And you're told to flee. Imagine the fitan at that time, that I'm leaving my little daughter and son, and it is a little like Nuh alayhi salam.
Yeah.
And it gives
there's a hadith which says that a man will tie up his family, his women especially, with the chains so that they don't go follow this man, but they'll be breaking the chains and going. And you also used a word savior for this guy. I want to ask you, like, since my childhood, I've always, like, I've grown up, my friends, everyone I know, with the concept, like, at the time of the coming of the Dajjal, it's going to be like the whole world's going to be in the chaos. There's going to be too much wrongs going on in the society. It's going to be, the world would have turned to hell. And at that time, the Dajjal's going to come with the kafara written.
Yeah, that's
so
not
it's
how
going to be very obvious. So is it going to be like this, or it's going to be a different?
This is the psychology of a regular Muslim. That it's like whatever the psychology of Al-Qariya is, very close to the Dajjal time. Some sort of chaos, some sort of devastation going on here and there at a personal level as well. But no, it's not. The worst part about Dajjal is the best part about Dajjal.
Wow, how do you define that?
The best part about Dajjal is the world is going to go through hell of famine and drought, and agriculturally the world is going to go barren for many years before Dajjal comes in. So the time of Dajjal is the best time in the planet. The history of the planet would not have seen that kind of prosperity and resources, because this guy will be raining like anything. This guy will be showering money. This guy will be producing dead relatives. What else do you ask for? Psychologically speaking, this is not even in our psychology.